Assalamualaikum sir. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Muhammad Zaimi bin Fia. Alright, been teaching here for about 16 years. Okay, of teaching. Actually, this is my first posting here, SMK Agama Bali.
Okay. So let me get straight with the questions. For the first questions, what are some of the most common behavioral issues you encounter in your classroom?
Okay, for lower form, alright, Form 1, Form 2 and Form 3, okay, normally we will deal with their tantrums, alright, because they just come in from primary school, so we need to, actually it is kind of the word fixing, alright, to make them, it is like a transition from being childish and being a little bit matured. So I think the most thing that I encounter for lower form is tantrums, and then for the upper form, alright, we need to face refusing to follow instructions, alright, and that's normal for teenagers for me, but in school it is the time that they need to know that they need to follow instruction. This is because we want to prepare them for the real world.
Next questions. Can you describe your approach to classroom management, especially when dealing with students who display disruptive behavior?
Okay, although as you say, you need senior teachers, but I think I come from a new era of teacher, a new school of teachers who believe that this behaviour is actually a disorder, which is we can make correction toward their behaviour, and I do believe that punishment is not the only way to help them fixing their behaviour. So what I did in my classroom, actually the first thing, when you come, you get into the classroom as a teacher, Hariz, okay, so what we need to do is we need to set a limit. Okay, we should make them know that the law in the rules in our class, alright, and for me, I will just directly use my verbal instruction. For example, rather than saying that Hariz, don't do that. Maybe they will not understand. So you should be like, make it clearer. Hariz, do not disturb your friend. Alright, you should focus in my class. If not, I will do something to you. Alright, so be straightforward to what you want to say to your students.
And then, why do you think classroom management differs from one teacher to another teacher?
Okay, of course, different teacher will commit different approach or different style in teaching or in solving this behavioral students, alright, who behave not really that well in class, alright. So these behavioral issues, alright, like me, okay, I love to try to solve it myself first, alright, because we learn this in IPG. So for me, to gain their respect, okay, in class, so that they will follow us, we need to settle it ourselves first before we go to even to the counselor or something, or to the discipline teacher, so that they will know that we can help them in class, so that everything settled, so they can focus more in class.
So basically, the idea of why the teacher's classroom management differs from one teacher to another is because from their own personality.
Yes, I do agree with you, from their own personality, and also what they believe in.
Ah,
Alright, some teachers, they believe that it's okay, I will leave it to the counselor. So it is not bad for a student actually. It is one of the good way but for me, I believe that I need to, settle it myself so that I can gain respect from them. Alright.
Have you been trained on how to handle students, especially students who misbehave in class?
Okay. Actually, formal training, of course, we get it from IPG. Alright. We learn. What we learn in IPG, of course, will differ from what we face in our real teaching, profession. Okay, and I think I learned through my own experience. Okay, why? Because of course, every year you will face different kind of students. So that different kind of students will give you more experience on how to deal with these behavioral issues. So for me, the most important thing is year by year we learn to control our emotion, because if we make something, if we deal with the students and we are also in full emotion, so of course the students also will feel bad about us, and we also will feel disappointed to the students. All right.
Then for the last questions for research one,
Okay.
what are the challenges that you have encountered in managing students who misbehave?
Okay, I think the challenges is to deal directly in our class, because as you know, we don't have that much time to deal with this problem in classroom. Okay, because time is the limit. We need to finish the syllabus and everything, and at the same time we need to cater this kind of special kind of students. Okay, these behavioral issues, actually I said before, this kind of students who act this disorder, you can correct them, but it will take your time. So for me, time is the biggest challenge that I face, because not only in class, all right, also in our real life. Okay, we don't have actually that much time to sit like this with our own students, so that we can advise them every day. And also we have lots of students in our classroom. So I believe that my challenge is the time.
For research question 2, questions is, why do you think destructive behavior can hamper students' academic performance?
Okay. Thank you. Okay. For me, alright. Of course, it will disturb their learning process. Okay, and also their friends. Okay. First. Alright. You also being student one day. Last time, Hariz. Okay. You know this. Alright. Discipline will come first. Alright. Before you learn something. Alright. Because why? If you keep on disturbing others and also teachers, of course you will disturb the learning process. Alright, the learning process is important, because when it doesn't happen in class, of course, you will not be able to cover it at your home, okay, or at your hostel. So the time that we have in class is really precious. So if you disturb your friend, disturb the learning process, disturb the teacher, okay, of course it will actually of course it will destroy the learning process. Okay.
Have you applied positive interventions such as verbal instruction to manage misbehaving students?
Okay. Alright. So yes, I do. Okay. Nowadays, we need to use different kind of language, alright, in order to actually kind of persuade the students, alright, rather than punish them. alright, I will this kind of verbal, I will try to avoid harsh words, alright, because of course we are in, you know, we are in full emotion that time, of course, okay. So um, so for me, try to use the right words in order to persuade them to gain respect for us, to help fixing their behavior, okay. And okay, for this verbal also, normally if let's say the behavioral issues is quite serious, okay, I will try to do it individually, okay. This is because some of the students, they need personal attention.
What are the outcomes of positive interventions that you have applied?
Okay, one of the positive intervention that I applied, that I've told you before, okay. Just call them, informal, maybe after class, right? So that we can talk informally, and we also need to know what their problems are, some of the students, to be frank with you, Hariz, some of them, their parents divorced, right? So you need to talk to them personally, so that you know their problem. Of course, we can't cater all the students, but we can save some of the students. So this way, when we talk, sometimes teachers tend, of course the old school, they tend to, ask the issues or the problem in front of the classroom, and some of the students, especially the introvert one, they will dislike this kind of approach, so they will go far away from us. Alright, thank you.
So the positive interventions that you have applied, does it produce some outcomes like positive or negative?
Okay, of course, okay, from my own observation, this positive intervention, of course, will produce good positive impact. Okay, for example, the student will focus more in class, because we already solve the only problem sometimes. Alright, so they will focus more in class, and also, of course, our feeling when coming to class will be better, as a teacher, when you prepare for class, and you need to have a mood to enter the class, so that mood will make you a better teacher. Alright.
How do you think positive interventions help students develop their social and emotional skills?
Okay. Of course, alright, for social, this positive intervention will help them to have better friends, rather than their friend. Of course, they will annoyed with the behavior, right? You have friends before who like to disturb you in class. Of course, you want to focus in class, so the person, kept on disturbing you. Of course, you feel annoyed, and of course, when you stop that, alright, of course, you can work better together. Maybe the cooperation will help you to build a study group, who knows, right? That will make you a better person. And then for emotional, alright. So I think when we disturb somebody, when we disturb the class, of course, deep in our heart, actually we feel sad of ourselves, actually, because why? We have our own problem inside. So when you apply this positive intervention, of course it will solve whatever you have in your self, so that you can study better.
Yeah, so it produce a better emotion.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and the last questions. Do you think that positive interventions should still be used by the young? Kalau nanti kita duduk tu kan.
Technician kita jalan motor.
Record lah.
Record.
So for the last questions, do you think that positive interventions should still be used by the younger generation of teachers in the future, and why?
Okay, of course yes, Hariz. Okay, because why? This positive intervention will help to improve our educational system. Alright, our education system. Alright, you know, because you are the new generation. You know what the student want. Alright, you know how it is feel when people don't treat you well at school. Alright, so this is what we need to improve in our education system. Alright, we should promote effective effective teaching and learning session in class. Alright, so this positive intervention of course will help the students to learn better in class. Like I said before, when we can solve our students' problem, of course we will gain their respect, and then of course they will focus more in class, because they don't have they will not have any problem more in class. So actually this positive intervention is good, because of course as teacher one day, alright, we will start what we call that, an ecosystem in our class, which is will help us to teach better in class. So that's it for me.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so Hariz, thank you very much. I hope you become a good teacher one day. Alright, so a good English teacher one day. Alright, just like me. Okay, and I believe that you are the young generation will improve our educational system. Thank you.